Before signing a commercial lease as a tenant, you want to make sure that you understand fully all of the terms. Important terms to take a look at are the rent. So you want to understand what the base rent is and how that escalates over time. You want to understand what the additional rent is. So what additional charges are you going to have? Will you be paying for electricity? Will you be paying for common area costs? And how much of those common area costs will you be paying for? What are the insurance requirements? And do you have that required level of insurance? What are the maintenance obligations? What are you taking care of, and what is the landlord taking care of? And then also the default provisions. So what are your pitfalls? Where do you need to make sure that you are complying with all the terms so you don't end up in a position of being in default of the lease? So if you're looking at whether the rent that you're being charged is fair, you want to look at what similar businesses in the area and similar buildings are charging per square foot for the rent. In order to get like a really good analysis of what that might be, I'd encourage you to speak with a commercial real estate broker. There are two basic types of commercial leases. One is a gross lease and one is a net lease. In a gross lease, you're being charged a fixed rent on a monthly basis that you will pay, and that will cover all of your costs for renting the space in the building. In a net lease, you're going to be paying a base rent, which covers basically your fee for renting the particular space that you're in. And then you're going to also pay a share of operating expenses, maintenance costs for the building. And so your proportionate share of those expenses is going to be based on your rentable square footage of your space versus the rentable square footage of the entire office building or shopping center. And then that'll be multiplied by whatever the costs are. When you're negotiating lease terms for your particular business, it's really important to understand what your particular use for the space will be and how that will impact the needs that you have in that space. So for example, certain people might have greater HVAC needs than other commercial tenants. If you're an office tenant, you might be thinking about, do you need a kitchen space or do you need restrooms in your space? So these are all different considerations that you might think of as you're thinking of what needs do I have for my particular space? And you'll want to consider all of those things when you are negotiating for your terms in your lease. If you're thinking about signing a commercial lease and you need some help negotiating or have any questions, please give us a call at Hoelzle Law.